So, something I've been consuming a lot about lately has been Sammy the Bull Gravano, the former mobster for the Gambino crime family. He was the underboss to John Gotti. He's got his own YouTube channel, and there's like a lot of documentaries that have happened throughout A&E's got some, History Channel's got some, Discovery Channel. There's been interviews with Diane Sawyer. He's got his own YouTube channel now where he tells a lot of his stories and answers questions in a way, and kind of gets into some things that maybe he hasn't ever really talked about before, especially about the murders that he's been involved with, which was 19 murders he was involved with. But I'm also watching right now the one on the one I'm watching right now is Truth and Lies: The Last Gangster, which is about Sammy the Bull Gravano and everything basically that kind of led up to him becoming the most important witness for the government to put away so many different organized crime people. So, and really kind of break up the power hold that the mafia had in New York City over a lot of different construction and all the other things that you see on The Sopranos and all that. Obviously, you know, there's some truth in that as far as there can be people involved that are doing all types of different things. So just to kind of clean it up overall, I guess, maybe in a way, not even anything really specifically, but just got a lot of the people and put them in prison. So the thing about it that is they've kind of what they're talking about obviously is the assassination of Paul Castellano, who was the head of the Gambino crime family. Sammy the Bull and John Gotti kind of conspired together to kill him and then take the power. And then John Gotti, had his own, all this other legal problems and everything else like that. And then him and Sammy the Bull were arrested. And Sammy the Bull said, it wasn't my fault. Basically, he thinks it wasn't really his fault, that he was in trouble to begin with, and that John Gotti was probably going to kill him at some point anyways, even if he could have not been in prison. Basically, at this point, Sammy the Bull thought that his life was getting saved in a way by getting sent to prison. Because he went to prison and then had the opportunity to become a government witness and basically get out of the life of crime. Definitely get out of. Obviously, he didn't want to go to prison for the rest of his life, but at that point, with some of the stuff that's on those tapes and just the feeling, it seems like from Sammy, what he was thinking was that, number one, it was John Gotti who was mainly on the tapes talking about all the stuff that got him in trouble. Number two, some of those things on the tapes were basically John Gotti talking about how he was thinking that Sammy was getting to be too powerful and that he was concerned about Sammy. So Sammy kind of knowing what he knows about the mafia and the way things kind of work there, and the way that John Gotti, obviously Sammy the Bull knows John Gotti pretty well, he figured that it was only a matter of time before he was going to get killed, even if this never even happened. So there was really no way out for it. The best case scenario would have been, to them, the best case scenario to them would have just been Sammy go to prison for the rest of his life and never say anything. you know, obviously. But John Gotti did the same thing. I mean, he went to prison for the rest of his life either way. If, and it's probably because Sammy the Bull became the government witness that he got such a long sentence. I definitely think he probably would. It seemed like they would have had a lot of stuff on him anyways, because that what they're going into is some of the surveillance that they had, some of the audio tape that they had John Gotti saying. It was very incriminating evidence. You know, you're not going to really be able to get that much out of that. So, so you know that wasn't, you know, there's no getting out of it. It wasn't like go to trial and try to beat it and, you know, all that. You pretty much knew what the result was going to be.